Hello, wonderful humans of Earth. XFM Friday. We got it. Series 2, Episode 3. Thank you once again, Mr. Rusty Dog, for providing these. Absolutely love it. I saw my best friend today, so I'm in a great mood, and what better than when you're in a great mood to watch an XFM? Okay, no, I was going to say that. I was going to say something stupid. I was going to say the only way that's a better way to watch an XFM is when you're in a bad mood, because they'll cheer you up, but it's definitely better to watch it in a good mood and just feel better. Okay, today's a weird day. I don't know. Like, I don't feel like I'm on top of stuff today, but whatevs. Today's the day we're watching this. September 7th is the day after my real birthday. I constantly get happy birthdays still, which still cracks me up. So, September 7th is the day after my actual birthday. Anyway, that's just... That was a mess, but I'm gonna leave it like that. Like, usually I would start over because that was just a mess, but... Keep it real, yo. Let's do this. Oh, man, I'm embarrassing sometimes.
Coldplay and In My Place on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais. With me, Steve Merchant.
Hello there, it's lovely to be here.
Carl Pilkington there.
I was like, what? Okay, oh, this is so cute. That's hilarious. Oh, I love Smirch's just tired. Oh, and Carl's got his mouth open and everything. That's hilarious. That's because I just saw the In-Betweeners movie and... That was fun. That was fun.
Pressing the buttons.
Okay.
Great to be here.
Yeah.
How long can you maintain it?
I'm bored already.
Yeah, already bored of doing
Bored already.
that. Every week you start it the same way.
Yeah.
That was not bad though. You actually grammatically made sense, which is
Really?
impressive. Yeah.
Really?
Thanks very much.
A rare
I
treat
didn't.
indeed from
Yeah.
Gervais.
Some of the listeners have already worked out. Got nothing to say at all.
Sure.
Haven't prepared again.
No.
We did come in half hour early to prepare, but instead, me and Carl were playing. You had to flick the football into the bin.
Right.
We had 5 goes each, or the world was going to end.
Okay.
And that took up.
That took up a good 25 minutes.
Yeah, I liked it when we came back, and then we started just trying to beat each other in the corridor, and I beat him. I scored a goal. He was gutted because he thought he fancied himself at football, and I beat him. And I was knackered and sweating.
Yeah.
As I walked back to you about 5 minutes ago, you were looking through the records. You went, and this was lovely. You went. Well, we've done the preparation then.
Yeah.
Like a sarcastic teacher.
Yeah, like a teenager,
yeah.
like an annoyed teenager whose parents have embarrassed him once again. And you beat Carl, did you?
Yeah.
Because you're not.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not particularly.
I'm not good at football.
Well,
no.
you're not particularly nimble on your feet.
Oh, come
No,
on.
you're not. Douglas Bader is more nimble.
I'm all right. I'm
Yeah,
all right.
that is-
But Carl's sort of, I think, he's got more skills than me, but he hasn't got the aggression and the weight.
Yeah.
So I just pushed him aside.
Yeah, good work.
Okay, so I've seen Carl doing his little pop-in dance move, whatever the hell they call it, in a lot of Idiot Abroads and stuff. I've seen Smirch dance in way too little clothes on that lip-sync battle thingy-majiggy, but I don't think I've ever seen Ricky dance, and what I would love to see, just for, you know, entertainment purposes, is a dance-off between the three of these. I feel like that would be the most ridiculous thing ever to watch. But I'm all in.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
So I just pushed him aside.
Yeah, good work.
Yeah.
Good work.
I'm going on holiday.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm not here next week. What are you going to do, Carl? Are you going to do the best of or something next week, aren't you?
Yeah, that's what we've got to sort out.
Well, I can't sort it out. I've got to go to the airport
No,
after.
straight after the show you've got to do some links.
No, I'm not doing any links. I said I wouldn't, so...
That's what we planned.
No, we didn't. I said I'd do some during the show, and then you
I thought you were joking.
I honestly can't do it today, so we do some during the show. What are you going to do? Just put the shows that we've done in this year?
Sorry, guys. I hate to interrupt. This is the sort of stuff we should have been discussing when you were playing football.
100%.
Play a record. What are you going to play?
Let's have a bit of Foo Fighters.
Okay.
Let's just discuss this off there.
Okay.
That's hilarious. Jesus.
Foo Fighters there, learning to fly. Steve, I hope the pilot that I get today flying the plane that I'm going on holiday in has already learned to fly.
Oh, well done. That is dynamite. That's a textbout link.
Yeah.
That's genius. Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Where are you going? What's the story?
Yeah.
Where are you off to?
Sorrento,
Where's that?
sort of South Italy.
Italy.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
What are you like on holiday? Are you a nightmare? Are you the
No.
like?
He's a nightmare.
Because
You're
you're
always.
quite. But you're quite. I mean, obviously, I've often said on the radio before that I mean, spending any length of time with you is one of the most unbearable things I've ever had to do. I mean, spending a week with you is nightmarish, and sharing any kind of accommodation is. Do you know what I mean? No, seriously. I mean, it's like hell. It's like a living hell. It's like having a teenager.
No, just
It's like having a sort of teenage kid who can't can't be entertained by anything.
Just chill out.
Just chill out, do you? Just max relax.
Yeah, max relax. Yeah,
sure. And and so if you're in somewhere like Italy, like somewhere like that, because obviously very beautiful city and very cultured and stuff. Is that something that you enjoy? Do you enjoy the culture of that, the beautiful architecture, let's say?
A hotel's the same anywhere. Good, as long as there's room service and a nice swimming pool and it's nice weather.
Sure.
If it's not, I'm annoyed. And I need to blame someone.
And is it true that you go, because you go to Italy most years, don't you? Is that because that's the only food you like eating?
I like pasta and pizza, yeah.
Yeah.
And I've been to other places. I went to
cheese.
France once, and that you can't explain to them to cook it just cook it properly. I don't want any to cook it. There's blood in the middle of that.
Yeah, sure.
Hungary, it was just I went there for a while and I didn't know, I couldn't identify the
I feel like that's how I explain stuff sometimes. It was just, and just carry-ons.
animal. I went there for a while and I didn't know, I couldn't identify the animals they were killing for me.
Yeah.
So, and I know quite a lot about natural history.
Sure.
And I couldn't identify what was on the plate, so I don't...
Came
I'm a
home
bit
early, did
squeamish.
you, after a couple of days?
No, I just got annoyed and I went to McDonald's.
Yeah. Well, that's the great thing about McDonald's, is they are in most major cities.
No, but you can't go wrong with
so
pasta
if I was with you on
pizza.
holiday and and we were hanging out or whatever, and I took you to say maybe a beautiful cathedral, is that something you'd enjoy? I can't quite imagine you actually taking the time to...
Well, as long as it's not a very long walk, we don't have to stay there more than a couple of minutes. I'd love to look around places.
Right, so
And then he complains
you'd
about
look at
Carl.
the cathedral,
Yeah.
that's taken, that takes people's breath, takes people's breath away. People
I
travel
was like, what happens to my breast? What? What happens?
around the
Okay,
world
that
to
makes more
breast.
sense.
You look at the cathedral,
Yeah.
that's taken, that takes people's breath, takes people's breath away. People travel from around the world to see that. And how long would you
I don't
stay
think they travel
looking
around the world to see it. I think they go somewhere and they go, well,
And
we might as
there
well
it
look at the
is.
cathedral. You can't miss it. They're huge.
Yeah. And would you sort of spend any time looking at that? Would you just sort of soak in the atmosphere for a moment, or would you?
I'd look at it and I'd go, that's brilliant. And then if there was any sort of soaking in, I can do that later when there's nothing to look at.
Right. What
There's less to do.
Your memory of it later when you're in the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
sure.
can sort of,
Big Carl then.
And would you? So can you be kind of in awe of something like that? The beautiful architecture and the fact that
if it's big, I can. If I go in the cathedral and it's I've seen bigger, I go, oh, I've seen bigger. If it's the biggest I've seen, I go, that is huge.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Then it lets you off.
Yeah.
Sure, because you're a sort of man who gets bored, and this is true, Carl, you may not be the familiar with this. Ricky Gervais is a man who gets bored drinking a glass of water.
It's boring.
Because it's not flavoursome enough.
No, it's not
got enough flavour.
It's absolute bore. The only thing, Jane's got me onto fizzy water, which at least got something there. But I only drink that when I'm sort of dehydrated in the middle of the night. I never drink a drink of water.
No.
It is
I
boring.
don't get that. I love water. Like, good water. Oh, see, I have this argument with my brother all the freaking time, but waters have flavors, okay? So good water, like tasty water, is delicious, but some waters, like mineral water, right? Well, everywhere you are, it tastes different, right? And mineral water, they all have a different thing. They all have a different, like, recipe for, how many minerals, how many salts, how many this, how many that. And they all taste different. And if you get a good brand that doesn't go overboard with sodium, water can be freaking delicious, especially if it's cold. So it's just, it baffles me, people. I do get the not liking water thing. Okay, sure. But the not drinking it baffles me, because every freaking human knows you need it. And you need a lot more of it than you think. Like 2 liters a day it's a task, right? But that's more or less the recommended. So I don't get people that just don't drink water. It drives me crazy. I get made fun of because of how much water I drink, which I think is pretty stupid, but whatever. But I freaking love it, man.
I never drink a drink of water.
No.
It is boring.
Yeah. But that's why you've always got headaches, and you're always
Apparently, yeah.
moaning and stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, that's one of the reasons I hate you. Is it? But when I say hate you, I don't mean I hate you. I didn't mean to blurt it out that strongly. What I mean is, if I'm spending a lot of time with you,
Once, right, he said, well, we're in the BBC canteen, and I was sort of like, and he just put his knife forward, and I said, I'll never eat him with you again. I said, what's the matter? He said, you annoy me. I hate eating with you. It annoys me. It looks like a child food. It's just, you eat chips and sausage and rubbish. You don't eat, look at you don't touch your vegetables, you don't drink water. He said, he really got annoyed.
I was, because you've got this, like, this hatred of anything that's good for you. You won't eat any form of salad.
Why do I eat salad?
Because it's good for you and
Lettuce
you
is
eat it.
boring. Lettuce is absolutely boring. Cucumber are boring.
But,
you know,
but the thing is, you see, I admit that lettuce and cucumber have not got much flavour, but that's why people will add, say, in Italy, they'll add a lovely dressing. Maybe
Yeah.
some olive
Just
oil, maybe
in
some
Italy,
balsamic vinegar.
everywhere.
well, you've embarrassed.
That's another thing. He's saying these things are boring, but they're things that you can totally add flavor to. It's like saying chicken is boring. Yeah, boil a chicken and it's gonna be boring as hell. But it's one of those base things that you can add any flavor you want to. Like, play with it. Water, add a wedge of lemon, add a wedge of orange, add a wedge of lime, add some mint, there's like so many things you can do. You can add some tea, you can add some coffee. There's like, water is just the base. If it's boring to you, just put some cherries in it. I don't know. Same with lettuce. Jesus! This is extra frustrating to me, by the way, because one of my brothers is exactly the same. He's like allergic to anything that's healthy. And then complains that he doesn't feel well.
Self, because the good thing about a nice, mature lump of cheddar cheese is you don't have to have any dressing.
Although you add some anyway.
I put a little bit of olive oil in it and make some mayonnaise.
Maybe some
You know,
Thousand Island dressing.
on a Ritz cracker, you don't need it, it's just extra.
Sure,
I
sure.
love
Well,
that
good luck. I
music
noticed you're wearing
started.
is this your travelling gear? You got the sweatpants and the
Yeah.
t-shirt, the free t-shirt.
Yeah.
Looking to get an upgrade, are you? Or?
I'm going first class anyway.
Sure.
Badly drawn boy, spitting in the wind on XFM, 104.9.
Are you going to be taking in any of the culture in Italy? Is
Yeah.
that something you do?
Yeah,
The
well,
opera?
Don't
to see you at
know
the
about the
opera.
opera. I've never been to the opera. I do like a bit
like
of
the opera, do
Yeah, not. I wouldn't sit through a whole one, but I mean, I like the songs they take from it for that World Cup one, and those two fat birds that they sung in Shawshank Redemption was good.
Yes.
But I think
Yeah.
I haven't gone into it extensively. I haven't studied the art.
The art of opera.
Also, it's in foreign, so you don't really know what's happening.
It's in foreign.
Yeah, so you don't really.
That's annoying for you.
Yeah, yeah.
What about, are you a fan of any of the great English operas? Like, the Pirates of Penzance?
Yeah, Gilbert and Sullivan. To me, Gilbert and Sullivan were like the
Okay.
probably their day equivalent of like Richard Stilgoe getting together with Tony Slattery, and then 100 years later people go, it's brilliant. It is like they might as well I don't know, make any episode of Whose Line Is It Anyway
Right, yeah.
into an opera, and in 200 years time we're going, that's genius.
Yeah.
Listen to this one. Look, this is Party Quirks.
Yeah, Amdram Society staging.
Yeah,
Will-
yeah.
You know, now that AI is a thing and almost anybody has access to it, that's an idea. I would like to listen to that. Hell yeah, man. Make who's episode the Richard Simmons episode. Make that an opera. Somebody do it, please. I mean, amazing. Trust me, people want to watch and listen to that. There's totally an idea. And you know, oh man, AI has been, you know, the AI covers of songs and stuff. Sometimes they'll get like actual artists who covers, you know, you'll have Freddie Mercury singing a Miley Cyrus song or just stuff like that. Which is really cool, the fact that they can do that. And sometimes you can tell it's off, but sometimes it's so freaking good you can't even tell. It's amazing. And I particularly like the ones where they grab like cartoon characters and make them sing really cool songs. Best one ever. If you haven't, I don't know if I said this before or not, but if you haven't heard it, you gotta freaking hear it. It's amazing. Eric Cartman singing Bring Me to Life. Amazing. For some reason, his voice goes so hard on that freaking just, it's just so good on that track. It's chilling. It sounds so good. It's crazy. And there's some very popular like Plankton ones and stuff. It's fun stuff. So again, that is a very real possibility right now. That's an idea. That's $1 million idea. I like it.
Listen to this one. Look, this is Party Quirks.
Yeah, Amdram Society staging World Worst Step. Because I was in the Pirates of Penzance once in an amateur production.
You used to like Whose Line Is It Anyway?
I did, that was
Although
the
I did
infamous
watch
scenes.
it when it first came on Channel 4 about 15, 20 years ago.
But we did the Pirates of Penzance when I was in an amateur dramatic society in Bristol, the Bristol Operatic Society, Light Operatic Society. I don't know why I was involved, because I can't sing. My audition, I thought, this is how desperate they were for blokes. I swear to God, right, I can't sing, you know.
Well, you.
Yeah, alright, calm down. And, I went in and they said, what are you gonna sing? I went, well, I want to surprise you. They said, do you want a piano accompaniment? I said, no, I don't think so. I went to the back, I swear to God, I went to the back of the room and I just sang, Thumbelina, Thumbelina, tiny little thing. Thumbelina dance, Thumbelina sing. Thumbelina, what's the difference if you're very small? 'Cause when your heart is full of love, you're 6 feet tall. I just did that. And they just looked at me like I was the weirdest freak they'd ever had. Immediately put me in the chorus, because that was how desperate they were for blokes. We rehearsed it. I couldn't remember the lyrics.
Thank God you were doing Thumbelina.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
dear.
I couldn't remember the lyrics.
What was it for? Was it Gilbert and Sullivan?
It was the Pirates of Penzance.
Oh.
There weren't enough blokes, right, so that we had to double up. So some of the pirates had to double up as the policemen who were chasing the pirates. A little bit problematic in the scene when the policemen and the pirates have a fight. That was a little bit tricky. And the worst things, there's this sequence where, like, the daughters of the Major General all kind of like, oh, beautiful, something like, oh, beautiful little girls are we, la 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 la. And the women they must have all been over 40. I mean, real kind of toothless crones creeping around in their 90s.
Is it the sort of women that buy one of those sort of porcelain dolls from the TV and go, look, I've had a baby. It's not a real baby. It is a real baby. I'm going to stab you.
That's very specific.
One of those.
Exactly. It's the sort of women that you'd see maybe on TV's Bargain Hunt. You know, the kind of contestants you get on there. Those women who sort of, they're in Amdram and they think they've clung on to their looks, but they'd have never made it in the guy who was playing there's a guy who's supposed to be an 18-year-old prince, an 18-year-old pirate, the Pirate King. He must have been 40 if he was a day. He also directed the show, though, so he got to prance around in these thigh-high boots. Ludicrous. It was so embarrassing. It was shameful, really.
I'd love to go to Amdram.
Amdram is a whole other world. It's such an incredible place. Because there's so much backbiting and envy and...
Really?
Oh, it's incredible. It's worse than the real world of theatre and TV. It's unbelievable. Because the same old people get to do it every year because they can hold a note.
Can we go along?
You would absolutely adore it, Gervais. It is
Just film it, a secret
absolutely
camera.
blinding.
Have you ever done anything in a play, Pilk?
We know this. Carl, you've performed,
Just
haven't
did the talent show, didn't I?
you? Yeah.
Oh, the talent show, yeah.
Remind us of the talent show.
And, that's when I did Walk Like an Egyptian, dressed up as a woman.
Yeah.
And did me magic trick.
Oh, is it an egg?
The egg one.
Yeah.
What was the egg one again?
When actually I've ruined it now saying the egg one, but I went on stage with like an Anki.
Yeah.
And I said, at this point I was dressed up as a caretaker in it.
Sure.
Don't know why, can't remember.
No.
I was stood there with this Anki over my hand.
Yeah.
I said, right, you're gonna love this one.
Yeah.
I said, I'm gonna make a bird appear in front of your eyes, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh god, what's he gonna do? So I'm stood there.
Yeah, I'm sure I
do?
did.
What's he gonna do? I just told you.
What's he gonna do? So I'm stood there.
Yeah, I'm sure I did.
Pulled the Anki off.
It was an egg.
Had an egg and I said, oh, it hasn't been born yet.
That's brilliant.
They loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Went wild for it, did they? Round of applause.
Yeah.
How old were you? Was that when you were like 17?
Was that apart from your paper round? Was that the high point of your life so far?
Please
Is that
don't say
what's the
No, I
best?
didn't really
Carl,
want to
I'd
do
like
it.
to see you take that on the road. Or maybe at least up to the Edinburgh Festival next year.
You laugh, Smirch, but there are two guys that are absolutely famous for having like a Vegas show where it's just the thing where they throw up like just a random cloth and they appear and disappear behind it, but they do it on the street and it's so freaking obvious how bad it is. And do they have like a channel and channels, I don't know, probably TikTok and Instagram and everything dedicated to just that? And people love it. They're everywhere. They pop up every once in a while. People crack up because they do it in a humorous way. Like, if you put humor behind stuff, you can get away with doing very little. Oh, man. So, you know what? These guys, they're talking now. They're talking 2002 and stuff. But all the ideas they're just writing off as absolutely ridiculous either happen or are very applicable nowadays. I don't know what that says for us as, society. But I don't know, man. These people were ahead of their time.
We'll play a song now, right? One of my great track, Watch That Man, off one of my favourite albums, A Love Insane by David Bowie. But during that, can you think of a couple of things for me? What's the best thing that's ever happened to you? Can you think about that for 3 minutes? Me and Steve will leave you alone. Just the best thing that's ever happened to you. Remember and think that is amazing. Yeah, can you do that? Watch That Man.
Stressful.
David Bowie. Steve's caught unaware there, just wandering around, not quite ready, were you?
Well, no, I'm just relaxed, just laid back, just hanging.
Yeah, Carl.
Yeah.
Best thing that's ever happened to you. Best event, best day. in your life?
I mean, there's loads of things that happen. Like,
Yeah.
No, but do you know what I mean? You can go for obvious stuff like, you know, meeting Suzanne, sticking with her and having a nice holiday.
take that as read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got that on your desert island, that's already done.
Well,
And the day you got your qualifications through.
Yeah, the history.
Probably, I mean, when you asked me then, the first thing that came into my mind, right, that was a real surprise, right, because it's like, you get surprises on your birthday and that, don't you? But they're not really surprises, because you're hassling your mum and dad for stuff, and then they might bite you. So it's not really a real surprise, is it? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I'd say something that was really like, oh yeah, nice one, I've got something here, is the time when my dad said, empty the bin, will you? Right? I said, oh, do we have to? And I was watching something, it was like, why don't you, or something like that on the telly.
Is this what started your tea bag and banana skin collection?
Right, so it was like, you know, in the summer holidays where you'd have dead good telly in the morning, you had like the Monkeys.
Yeah,
and it was
banana
Why Don't You,
splits.
banana splits and all that, right? And I was like, loving that, I was watching that. My dad said, empty the bin. I said, oh, the Monkeys are on in a minute. He said, just empty the bin. So I emptied it, and I just put it near the door. He said, don't leave it there. He said, stick it near the bins in the garden. I was like, oh, I'll put it there later. He said, no, do it now. Right? So I was like, oh, if I miss the beginning of this, I'll be livid, right? So I picked it up quick, ran out down to the bottom of the garden, slung it in the corner, and sort of went to turn back to go back in, and had to look again, because they had like a little AA truck.
Aww.
They bought me, it wasn't brand new, but he'd got it from somewhere, a little AA go-kart. Do you know one of them, like...
You know, for some reason, because it's Pilkington family, I kid you not, I thought, bear with me, people, because I've heard some weird stories, right? I thought they put a puppy in the garbage. And when they were asking him to take it out, the puppy was going to jump out. And then he said, no, you had to take it to the garden. I was like, okay, maybe the puppy's in the garden. Okay, that's different, but yeah. I was going to say, though, I don't remember him ever talking about having a puppy, so I didn't think it was that. But that's where my mind went.
Little things. I mean, I was young.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it was like...
go-kart?
What kind of... No, the plastic ones.
Yeah.
When you're about... I don't know, I must have been like 5 or 6 or something.
So I don't quite follow. Had he sent you out there?
My dad sent me out with a bin bag so I could see like, what he'd got me. And it wasn't my birthday or anything, he'd just got it from somewhere.
You sure you hadn't just nicked it and dumped it out the back?
Possibly.
Sure.
But that was like a genuine like, oh yeah, smart.
Yeah.
So I went back in, watched the telly and that for a bit and went back out.
You thought,
Did I tell you about my go-kart?
Yeah, like about your dad giving it away.
Yeah.
What's the story?
I think I've told you something, haven't I?
Have you gone? What? Tell it again.
Well, have I told it on air? I can't remember. Maybe I just told you.
That's so cute.
When I was about 8 or 9, I had a go-kart and I loved it. It's one of those that you press back and forth.
Yes.
And I used to come in every day, used to just get changed, and run out, and it was behind the shed, and I used to just go up and down the garden. And one day I came running in, and I ran out, and I couldn't see it. And I went to the back door, my mum was washing up, and I went, where's my go-kart? She went, your dad swapped it.
Your dad swapped it?
Yeah. With it was his mate, Jimmy, in the pub. He went, it's just, I said, what? Oh. She went, yeah, he swapped it for a wheelbarrow.
He's so articulate sometimes. I laugh because I identify for a wheelbarrow too. That sucks, dude. But I love how he's just like, I was... You know what comes to mind? Phoebe and Friends, when she's like, oh, don't you love the British accent? They're always like... And she doesn't say anything!
What was me? In the pub. He went, it's just... I said, what? Oh. She went, yeah, he swapped it for a wheelbarrow. So I went and looked back, and there was this wheelbarrow, right, that was obviously just came off a building site. Yeah. Covered in concrete. I couldn't... It was steel. Like, I could
so
hardly move it. Yeah. And I went back and I went, really? She went, yeah, it's your wheelbarrow.
See, I'm thinking if my dad lost a wheelbarrow that day.
Yeah, and I used to push that up and down. It wasn't the same. And
you used to push the wheelbarrow up and down? Anything in there, or...?
No, I just like I was just trying to sort of keep myself amused. Yeah. But anyway, that summer, I went on holiday, and I went to Bargainer with my mum and my nan,
Another wild holiday.
Yeah. And I was sort of out by my caravan, and I made friends with this kid, and he'd hired a go-kart from the caravan, is that right? And I remember him going around it, and it was great. And I said, I've got a go-kart. And the caravan window opened, and my mum said, don't lie.
You've got a wheelbarrow. Be truthful.
I went, I had a go-kart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so tragic.
Yeah.
Did you ever really forgive him for that? I'd never forgiven my dad if he'd swapped a go-kart for a wheelbarrow.
I just thought that's part of the course, isn't it? You know what I mean? They're in charge.
Sure. Did you used to rush home, change, and into that sort of gardener's gear? Yeah. Straight into your hard hat and dungarees.
I could, Mum, any bricks need moving?
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh, dear.
Oh, that's so tragic.
Yeah.
See, you know what? I have realized, as human beings, there's a lot of things we can... there's forgive and there's forget, right? There are a lot of things you can forgive but never forget. And there are a lot of things that you can forget but not forgive. That's not the point I'm trying to make. There are a lot of things that no matter how much time passes, I just won't let it go. That would be like something I wouldn't let go ever. That's messed up, man. Honestly, luckily, I can't remember anything like that, particularly from my parents or my brothers or anything, where that just, heartbreaking like that. But I am sure that somewhere in my mind there is something I forgot, that if I were to ever remember, or anybody was ever to mention it, or I was to, see a picture of a toy or something in a photo album and then have that spark back, not forgive. But I did forget them. But, dude, that's so messed up, man. That is so messed up.
Still, that was your happiest day.
Yeah.
Beautiful car.
That's the one that sprang to mind.
Yeah, and my unhappiest. You see how go-karts can be good or bad? Does that make you think, Carl? That the go-kart is, is good and evil?
Yeah.
Play a record. I'm upset.
Play a record.
Oh, brilliant. What ads have you got?
I've got these.
I love how he sounded excited for that. You know what? I'm going to just mention this super mega quick. Every time that question comes up, what was your favorite day or whatever? I find it fun that it's fun but sad that almost everybody goes to something from their childhood, right? We were so much happier as kids. Anyway, my favorite day ever. Dude, I don't know how this happened or what happened or why this happened, but one day when I was 8, my best friend's mom said, hey, girls, instead of going to school, let's go to Six Flags. And since it was a Wednesday, there was nobody there. There were no lines. It was like we basically had the whole park to ourselves. Best day ever. It was amazing. We went on all the huge rides and stuff that I was always scared to go on before. So it was like my first real roller coasters. We went because they couldn't take me, and I said, no, I'm too scared to go on the roller coaster. Especially when my friend wanted to, so I had to go on all of them. Oh, freaking loved it. And there was no people, so we would literally get off, go around, do the little ziggy zaggy thing to the line, and then get back on again. It was amazing. Best day ever.
Electric Soft Parade. Same way every day on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais.
With him, Steve Merchant.
Sure.
Rick, I only had one thing I had to do all week. Okay,
what was that?
I was so excited about getting up Friday morning, getting Bruce Springsteen tickets. The Boss is playing in October, and basically got up too late.
You failed.
Well, not sold out already. You just
sold out. It had sold out, but I started calling about 12:30. It sold out. I trawled the net. I trawled all the phone lines.
Some of those buys are bulk buys for selling on, aren't they? They're not all individuals.
This is the problem. I mean, I don't know how many people they can fit in Wembley Arena, but sold out by 12:30, and that's popular.
Wembley Arena?
Yeah.
It's about 12,000, isn't it?
I was so gutted. Damn. It was all I had to do. I was so looking forward to it. I phoned up one of those quite dodgy ticket agencies. Do you know how much?
I can't listen and sneeze at the same time. I think I'm good. Okay, I don't know what happened, but that's a lot of people. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, man. That'd be a bad place to have stage fright.
So gutted. It was all I had to do. I was so looking forward to it. I phoned up one of those quite dodgy ticket agencies. Do you know how much he was offering to? They're 45 quid to buy. He said the starting price is 225 quid. I mean, that to me is like a ticket tout, like a legal ticket tout.
Are they allowed to do that?
I don't know, it's crazy. I was so
They
angry.
could make they'd have to say their booking fee with.
I'm sorry, but every time, dude, the guy is on the radio. It's crazy to me that he can't freaking project words. And yeah, I know, same.
£150. They'd have to say their booking fee was £150.
Exactly. So but now I'm like desperate. I don't know what to do. I'm just wondering if I can abuse our position on the radio and just try and scrounge them from anyone who's listening. No, I mean anyone who's listening who's got the power to get them, you know, or...
This is begging, isn't it?
It's exactly what it is, Rick, yeah. Yeah, I was gonna try and dress it up,
Yeah.
but it's just begging.
That ticket touts after you as well, for
Exactly.
dissing him.
Ricky.Gervais
Don't bring me into it.
Shut up. Ricky.Gervais at xfm.co.uk. If there's
even
anything
gives
you
it
can
out.
do to
Oh
get
my
me
God.
a ticket, I'm willing to pay for it. Up to the price
you're
of
big.
45 quid. You know.
Yeah, wow.
No,
second hand.
Yeah, second
30.
hand. Yeah.
You don't want to throw your money around,
I'll give
Steve.
25 quid, come on. Don't you know
Yeah.
who I am?
Yeah.
But that, I mean, do you know what I mean? Because I'm just, like, I asked Carl if he could sort it out. He's done nothing. He's achieved nothing.
I know.
So I'm just desperate. I'm in a desperate situation and I don't quite know what to do.
I'll tell you this though, Carl. Don't bother doing favours for him because he's not grateful. You give him something, he goes, right, does this mean I have to give you something back? And I go, well, no. He goes, good.
Well, I got your Cure tickets and you did nothing
Yeah,
but
it was
whinge about
rubbish,
it.
that gig.
There you go,
It was rubbish. I went along to that gig. It was a
There you
balmy
go.
summer's night. The Cure, as far as I'm concerned, owe me a balmy summer's night because I wasted it. Hour and a half they played for. They played 4 hits. I don't want to hear their dirge from like some dodgy album from like 1984. I'm not interested. Play the hits. Boys Don't Cry. Love Cats. Blah 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 blah. Instead, I got nothing. I was so angry. I was just. Oh man, I was.
You're
so
probably angry at Carl, weren't you?
I was angry at Carl for wasting my time getting me the tickets for
Do you know
free.
what I mean,
If
Carl?
I paid for it,
Are you
I'd have
getting
been
you getting to
absolutely
see what
livid.
sort of a bloke Steve Merchant is?
No, it's not the point. Do you not agree, though, if you're going to go and see a band like The Cure on a summer's night,
Yeah.
Hyde Park, you do not want to hear some obscure B-sides and album tracks.
But that was a great thing about when I saw Bowie at the BBC. He played.
When you what?
You know about that?
I don't know about this.
Yeah, you do.
What? When did you see Bowie?
At the Jonathan Ross recording.
Oh, what, your showbiz friend Jonathan Ross?
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
Was
happening?
that TV thing he did?
Yeah.
You
What
went
is
to it?
that?
You haven't told me about this?
Yes, I have.
No, you haven't.
But you were away, I think.
No, I wasn't. Because I watched it on TV.
It was amazing.
Well, don't tell me that.
It was incredible.
Were you seriously there?
Yeah. And then I went on to a show on the Saturday.
Did you?
Yeah. Because I was just, John said, oh, I need someone to come in, yeah. And I went on to the radio
So
2
you were
show.
hanging out with Bowie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on. Who else was there?
Well, the weird thing was...
Shall I go through my favourite artists and you just name them and see if they were there, just let me know.
No, but it was amazing, right? Because he played, just doing local, because it was the Meltdown thing. And he did, Be My Wife, which was great. Then he started doing Fame. Right, and they'd been talking about Ziggy in the interview. He was going, oh, everyone goes on Ziggy, will you just stop it, right? And it was sort of like, got to a point where he was going, oh, and it was really funny, and, but Jonathan's like a favourite phase was that, right? And then he started playing,
Not
Fame.
saying stuff.
And it was really good, and he just went, stop this. This isn't, let's do Ziggy. And my spine tingled. I was well done. And he did Ziggy Stardust, and I'll tell you what, it sounded like the album version. And it's got an amazing band, and I love it when they do that. I hate it when just because they've been going for 25 years, they start changing
Sorry,
it.
I can't
hate that
believe that you went to this, that you knew you were going to this, and you never asked me, you never asked Jonathan if you could get me in. I mean, seriously, I mean, you know how much that would have meant
Yeah,
to
but
me.
it was very tight. Apparently, I know, but it was very sought after.
You know what I love? This is coming out on the radio. Oh, that sucks.
Apparently Richard Branson couldn't get in, there was a queue, so I was like special. It was me and Jane went, David Baddiel and Frank Skinner.
Oh,
was
what,
sort of-
some new showbiz friends of yours, are
No, I mean, I'm rubbing it in, Steve, I know.
I can't, I'm just...
But you might not have liked it, you might have complained, like, Carl got you
If
the
you-
Cure, and you
That
turned it
was
back on it.
rubbish, though. That was rubbish.
Well, you might not like what David did, you know.
I'll
I
tell you
can't-
this, seriously, if I find out that you that you've gone to some secret gig or something in the future, and I find out you've been, seriously, that's it. There's no more office, there's no more, no, I'm not joking, I'm not mucking around, because that to me is like, that's what friendship is, that's like textbook example of friendship.
What do you think, Carl?
No, I just think that's
you
really
were,
off.
no, you
I just
were
think that's
away.
really
You
off.
were, you were
No, I
genuinely-
wasn't away.
Yeah, you were, yeah.
I wasn't away, don't try and fool me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been away. If I was
Yeah.
away, I wouldn't have been away if
You
you
were
told me
asleep.
that was happening.
You were asleep.
Seriously, we can joke about it, but I'm really angry about this.
What do you think, Carl?
There's a secret, right? Apparently there's a secret Bruce Springsteen gig that's been planned.
I'm going.
It's all. Are you? Seriously, if I find out you're at that. It's all. Right, apparently there's a secret Bruce Springsteen gig that's been planned.
I'm going.
It's all. Are you? Seriously, if I find out you're at that, I will. I mean.
Oh dear.
Play a record so I can shout expletives at Ricky Gervais. What do you want to play?
Oh my god, man. I love that that's his definition of friendship. If there is a concert I want to go to and you're going, you have to tell me and take me. It's an interesting concept of friendship.
Tell you what, lovely bit of electronic.
Oh.
Just to calm and soothe me. Seriously, I'm not joking, that really winds me up.
The Cure was good.
Electronic, getting away with it. Nice to hear that again, Rick.
Yeah, lovely. Level that.
Someone's just,
you've had a bit of result, haven't you?
Well, no, there's a guy who's phoned up who said he might be able to sort me out with the Springsteen ticket, so deeply excited about that. But, you know, people don't get complacent.
On your laurels.
He might not be able to.
Steve demands a lot of hard work.
Well, he might not be able to sort it out. You know, he's going to make some calls, but if he can't, then, you know, keep calling or emailing, ricky.gervais.
You'll be taking me, won't you? Because after that rant about me not taking you.
Well, you're welcome to go. I mean, if you told me that before, I probably could have blagged some using your name. If you let me do that, I could have phoned up the promoter. I'm calling on behalf of Ricky Gervais, BAFTA winner.
Dear.
He'd have probably sorted me right out. But yeah, no, I mean, you know, we joking aside, it is quite serious. And,
is it?
And as I say, I don't want to pay through the nose for him, you know, I'm willing to go up to sort of £47. They cost 45 face value,
like that Steve trying to impress a girl in a queue. Yeah. Offered the bouncer £2 for himself if he could go to the front of the queue.
Man, that was so embarrassing. I tried to bribe. Did I tell you that, Carl? I tried to bribe the bouncer. He was coming out. He thought he was in total. He was like the bouncer of the Met Club, or the Met Bar or something.
Tenner in.
He was No, he wasn't. He was picking people off, right? That was it. He was picking people off, and he was going, you can come in. I got chatting to a couple of girls. I thought, I'm in here. I'm sorted here. And I thought, I'll act flash. I'll try and bribe my way into the club. The guy was walking past. I cornered him. I went, "Wee, how much is it to go in?" He said, £5. I went, "I'll give you 7. And £2. I thought, because the problem I had was I didn't want to go straight to like a tenner, because if he accepted 7, I didn't want to be that, you know, I didn't want to waste the money.
Right,
so I thought we could at least haggle.
It was the term. Is that frugal? What is the term for that? Thrifty? I know.
No, but I'm resenting this because you are trying to create this this myth that I'm somehow, you know, like that I'm somehow cheating my money or that I'm not a great lover. You know what I mean? And that's sort of, I'm like, it's annoying me. Frankly.
Okay.
Oh, dear. Carl, you went to, Habitat this week, didn't you?
You're not going to believe this, Steve.
Go on.
He told me
Is it
this
a bargain?
No.
Wait,
Do you know
there's a furnishing store called Habitat? That's interesting, okay.
Tell you about those lads at school with big heads.
Sure, yeah, the big head lads, yeah.
Right.
And the web feet.
Yeah.
They come up every week.
Web dance, was it?
Dude, I so wonder if those guys ever heard this or ever found out that they literally come up almost every week. It's amazing. Oh, man. I wonder if they ever got, like, tried to get in touch with Carl or something. Like, hey, you know that big guy, big head, web feet guy you always mention? Ha, it's me.
They weren't there, were they?
They weren't there. But, you know, like, Ricky was always saying, oh, they don't exist. They only went to your school, you know, la la la. It was in Habitat. There was only one sat on a sofa. Not one of the lads, but one of the...
big-headed lad.
A big-headed lad.
What? Is that like, when you say a big-headed lad, is he like Frank Sidebottom?
Okay.
I mean, is it like...
I don't know what it... This is why, you know, it'd be nice to...
You think it's maybe a medical...
Well, it'd be nice to, if there's a doctor listening, right?
Yeah. A doctor listening to XFM thinking, I must phone up and fuel Carl's obsession with the deformed.
Yeah.
No, but it's not really deformed.
But
it
how
was just
big is the head?
Probably... You see, it's weird how it's always kids who I see with it, so I'm wondering whether... They have
grow
a
into the
full-size head,
right?
And then when they get older, it works out all right.
Like jumpers. My mum used to get me jumpers a size too big, so it'd last a year.
So
what? Oh man, he's obsessed with Sniper's Dreams, dude. It happens though. Some people are just they have bigger heads. I mean, I have a particular friend that he's got a big noggin, dude, and literally everyone calls him. Everyone calls him Big Head in Spanish, cabezón. It's the way he was made, okay? And, you know what always really, really tripped me out was in Friends. in Friends, you know, Phoebe starts dating Mike, which is Paul Rudd, basically. There are some scenes where they are together, like on the couch in the cafe, and they're just talking, like side to side. You see them both side to side talking to each other. And if you pay attention for just a second at the difference of the sizes of their heads, Paul Rudd's head is huge. Like, it's almost double Lisa Kudrow's. It's amazing. Like, there are scenes, and yes, he has like the floppy hair and stuff, but just, you know, imagine him without the hair, and it's still gigantic. I guess compared to hers. And this has tripped me out quite a few times, so I've paid more attention to Lisa Kudrow's head, like in other scenes with all the other friends and stuff. And no, they're all pretty much the same. It's freaking Paul Rudd. His head, at least when he was on that show, what was he, like 20? That guy doesn't age. But let's say he was like 20 or something. Maybe 30, I don't know. But freaking huge, man. Just like some people, like Carl has a rounder shaped head. Some people just have big freaking heads, man.
I'm just wondering.
But jump.
It works.
That's why hats come in all sizes. Have you ever tried on a hat and it was ginormous? Well, that size exists because there's someone out there that needs it. Okay?
Out all right.
Right,
and
yeah.
then when they get older, it works out all right.
Like jumpers. My mum used to get me jumpers a size too big,
Yeah.
so it'd last a year.
So I'm just wondering if it's the same.
So how old are these generally? Are they not like adults? They're like kids.
Well,
are
when
they?
I was at school there, I was probably about 7, and this kid on
And do they have to
on
wear any
Sunday-
kind of apparatus to sort of keep their head from kind of, you know, not tipping them over or sort of staying
Well, like a
upright? I mean,
brick
well, I'm just worried that the head's kind of too heavy for their body or something, and they're...
No, it's not that big.
Right.
It's just not right. You kind of go, you sort of do a bit of a double take.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the fringe isn't sort of, you know, just above their eyes. It's quite high up.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's not just
That sickens you,
short
obviously.
bangs, yeah.
And is it something that repulses you slightly? Do you get...
No, that'd be cruel.
No, sure.
But,
Yeah.
But,
you know,
but it's not cool to discuss it on the radio.
well, it happens,
Sure,
doesn't it?
sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So, and I'd just like to know what it is. If it's like a water on the head type
A
thing.
water on the head type thing.
Like water on the knee,
Yeah.
but on the
Water
head.
on the head.
But, yeah, if
that
anyone
mean?
knows what it is,
Yeah. People with big heads.
yeah, it'd be,
They're
And
out
it's...
there.
Yeah, okay.
it'd be good.
Good information.
So, what time are we doing?
You sure
the
it wasn't
quiz?
perspective? You sure he wasn't sort of leaning forward and he was really tall? So the top of the head looked quite big, but then it went to a little body, but really his body was a lot further away.
No, big head.
Yeah.
Just a big head. Rest of his body, fine. Face, okay, everything's normal.
You weren't looking at him in a kettle.
If you wore a hat, it'd be alright, but
What do you mean if he wore a hat, he'd be alright?
you'd probably just think, oh, it's a big hat or something.
Yeah, well, what sort of hat?
So you're
Wow.
like a 10-gallon hat.
Yeah, that would go down onto his shoulders with 2 eyes cut in
Yeah, yeah, like something
Like-
from the Ant Hill mob.
it. Yeah, Michael Bentine's potty time.
Yeah.
How would a hat help him?
Yeah. Are you sure this wasn't a Diddy man?
You see, I'm not being mean, I just want to know
No.
what it is.
No. Okay.
Alright.
Well, if you are a doctor listening and you know,
I like how he's looking for, like, a word, like big-headedism, as in, like, you know, you have dwarfism, you have, I don't know, there's all, he like a condition, right?
you want to use your kind of free Saturday.
Not the
to waste-
doctor who phoned the bloke in America and said, "Where do I get blood from?"
Sure.
Not that doctor, because I assume he's been struck off now. Given
Sure. Give us a call and sort out the whole big head conundrum. What's the number?
08700 800 1234.
It's also the
Give it
number to
out.
call if you have Bruce Springsteen tickets available. And you pay up to £47.
Don't do it. Go yourself. Don't give them to Steve for cost price. Make a little profit.
Oh,
I
come
mean,
on,
don't
Rick,
take the
seriously, don't wind
Mickey.
me up. You know
but-
what I feel. You've already ruined the
I mean,
ballad thing. Don't ruin some more of my dreams.
But I'll tell you what, if you do get Steve tickets, he'll be so grateful that he will spend a bit of money on you, I imagine.
Exactly.
You'll buy tickets and, you know, give him something pretty special because you're earning now and, you know.
Yeah.
So-
Let me discuss that with them, Rick. I mean, let's not make any promises.
Stop, yeah. Stop pressuring me.
Yeah. You're in the middle of a phone call there, aren't you? Is that poor bloke still on the line?
Probably not, no, he's gone.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
oh, you're in the
that's
middle of something.
White stripes there.
Yeah. Dead leaves and the dirty ground. Steve, what are you doing?
Sorry, mate, I'm just sort of preoccupied with other stuff. I've got the whole Springsteen thing I'm worried about. I've got that playing on my mind.
I've never seen Steve so worried. Like, usually he sits there with his headphones.
Rick, I've made promises to people that I can't keep. I promised about 3 different people I'm getting them tickets. So,
well,
just
serves you
making
right.
some calls, Rick, that's all.
I can't believe it. I cannot believe it.
Are we doing the game in this hour or what?
Oh, we could do. Should we do that? Your
Sorry.
game.
I got very excited. Because I forgot about it. Because I felt like this episode kind of, it started with them rambling. And it was more Ricky and you know, Smirch rambling and stuff. And they didn't really have anything prepared or a point or anything. Carl wasn't really part of anything. And then you have Ricky that just kind of mumbles and doesn't really say stuff. So it was just kind of drifting. And I forgot that there's actually a game in the making.
What was that thing you told me the other day as well, of talking about it? People have been phoning up about this. I don't think we should talk about conditions of the mind and brain.
Well, that woman's put you right.
Yeah, shown us it's hydrocephalus, it could be, and all it is that it's totally curable and normal life. What they do is it's a baby born with sort of water on the brain, and it comes out, must hurt a bit in childbirth, and then they just drain it off. It's just full of water.
I tell you what.
What?
Just reminded me.
What?
Weird stuff going on in the
But
world.
it was from a baby, wasn't it? This was maybe it was a baby. Maybe it was a baby, but
Is
it
that kind
had
of
water on
lost?
everything.
Well, listen, right,
Go on.
this was a kid with a big head, as far as I'm concerned. He wasn't a baby.
Go on.
But we know what he's got, everything's sorted. But other things, right, that are weird in the world,
Yeah,
do you
go
know
on,
you're
Carl.
always like,
Yeah.
you're going on about, there's no ghosts and stuff,
Yeah.
right? How do you answer this one?
Yeah.
Someone here, who I work with,
Yeah.
right, I'm not going to say they are, because it doesn't matter, but they were eating, space cake, right?
Okay.
What do you mean by that, Carl? Explain.
What's a space cake?
For people who...
It's some sort of druggy cake, isn't it?
yeah.
Right?
A dope brownie or whatever, yeah.
Right.
So it's something with cannabis in it, is that what you're saying?
I think it's something stronger than that, isn't it? I don't know. But
Fine.
anyway, he was having this space cake, and...
You better give me the name now, Carl, because I've got to report him.
No, listen.
It's
listen,
only... No,
it
'cause
really
is
doesn't
still...
matter.
No.
Is it Sturgis? Was it Claire Sturgis?
Yeah,
She
let's say
wouldn't
it
bother
is.
with she's gone on the hardest. She doesn't
Sure,
bother with
yeah,
those.
she's just
It doesn't,
jacked straight up.
doesn't do anything to her
Straight
now.
to the vein, yeah.
So listen,
Yeah.
right? So he's at a party, right,
Yeah.
with his mates, and they're listening to the Star Sailor album, right?
Right.
And he sat there, and he's had some of this cake,
Right.
and he's listening to the album, and his mate sat across the way talking to someone else, right?
That's weird.
The album's on, and he...
Every time they say something, I kind of like make fun of him or whatever. I love the little silence you can hear of him like mentally telling him off, but not actually
thinks
saying
Tim's on.
anything.
Weird.
The album's on, and he thinks to himself, this track's going on a bit.
Yeah.
And his mate across the way, who's talking to someone else,
Heard him say it.
heard him say it, and he goes,
Yeah.
yeah, it isn't it?
Yeah.
So he goes, oh.
Right.
And he goes,
See, usually at this point, I say, had this bloke taken drugs, but you started the story
Yeah.
with this bloke
no.
had done some
But
drugs.
since,
Right, Rick?
No, if he was here now,
Yeah.
right, he would say, yeah, I know it sounds mental,
Yeah.
but it happened. And
Yeah.
it wasn't just a one question, it wasn't just like, oh, this track's a bit long, innit? Yeah, it is.
He had a
It
whole
was
conversation.
A whole conversation
Sure.
with the guy. And
Yeah.
the-
What,
and
but
the-
sorry, I just want to clarify. You mean he had the whole conversation telepathically?
yeah.
Right. He didn't just shout across the
And
room.
they've recently met up and, like, they've sat there and tried to, like, work out what happened. And it's never
Without,
happened
presumably, they
again.
don't have to talk at all anymore.
Yeah. Why did they meet up? Couldn't they have just done it like in their own homes? Just stay at
Do
home.
they have to have that cake before they
Yeah, before they
start
have
having a
to chat.
conversation? Hold on, wait a minute, lads. What?
How is ghosts involved in this? Like, was a ghost carrying the message, or like how does this?
Are we using our lips?
Yeah.
This is using way too many. Oh, take them. There you go.
My only question with that is, being skeptics like Ricky and I, whenever we hear a story like that about the paranormal, the first thing we always look for is
What was
maybe some
paranormal about it?
other explanation.
Yeah.
Maybe one vague idea.
Lying.
Could be lying.
You know what totally comes to mind? There's a How I Met Your Mother episode where they're in like some kind of museum thing, and the whole place is, I think it's like a round hall or whatever, and Ted goes on and on with his boring little facts about how the acoustics are distributed so that they can have conversations across the hall and without even raising their voice, and there's a whole plot line to it where somebody hears something they're not supposed to, blah blah blah, whatever. But it's just the way that the room is distributed, that the acoustics just carry from one side to the knot, but from one side to there, but not, you know, if they're standing in a different place. It has to be, it's very specific, so. That's the first thing that comes to mind, but, I love that the story started with Space Cake.
Chinese...
Just like they said, if you wanted to prove a point, that's not how you start. What the hell?
Explanation.
Yeah.
Maybe one vague idea.
Lying.
Could be lying.
Chinese whisper.
As I think you pointed out, there are drugs. It's often an issue as well.
Madness.
Yeah.
Fear. Delusion. Sleep.
Yeah.
You know, there are so many things you go through.
I'm going to go with the drugs
before your dead grandmother
exactly
pops into the equation.
I'm going to go with the acid.
Right, tell the other story that you totally believe this as a true story, don't you? The fella with the being killed.
What?
Right, do you know how the other week we were talking about some fella who had his head cut off, and he said, when my head goes into the basket, I'm going to blink a lot, see how many times I can blink.
But if you remember, when Carl first told me that, it was, I think it was Simon or Nick that pointed out. He goes, no, that's not quite right, Carl. Carl told me that he had his head cut off, and when his head was in the basket, it looked up and said, count how many times I blinked.
Yeah,
but he believed that as well. So he was happy. He was happy with that.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
So yeah, a couple of weeks ago there was a guy. He had his head cut off, and before he had it off, he'd said, "I'm going to blink to show that there's life after death."
And he did 32 blinks, right?
Sure.
So you two were sort of putting that down the other week.
We were sceptical.
So I looked again
on the internet
at some other website.
Yeah.
And there's a guy...
Sorry, it's the website. Just to clarify, the website is the place where you bought that property on the moon, didn't you? Because it was a bargain.
Right. So this guy...
Been gazumped.
What?
Look, we'll see who's been gazumped when this world ends. I've got somewhere to go, right? And I know you'll be calling me up, saying, "Oh, can I come with you?"
Haven't you got like 2 square
does it? No, I've got acres.
You're gonna have to stand deadly still on the moon in your 2 square foot.
I've got about 20
There's no place for Suzanne. It'll just be you. I'm off, love.
It's all those people with big heads and web feet that've been buying it all these years.
Well, listen, right.
Go on.
Anyway,
Play a record. Tell us the story after it. We've been chatting for far too long.
Sorry, Carl. No, let's play a record.
Play a tune. We'll come back with this. What's this? Another ghost story?
As if it wasn't hard enough to follow with all the interrupting and stuff and the jokes, we're gonna just put a song in the middle, sure.
Oh, let's play one of my favourite songs of all time. Because I'm going on holiday and getting into a lovely, serene mood. Sorrento is probably from that. It's Neil Young, After the Gold Rush.
Beautiful. Still to come, that competition as well. Look forward to that. Carl's quiz.
Yeah. What an amazing track
Beautiful
that is.
Tune, yeah.
Neil Young,
Dynamite.
After the Gold Rush. So go on, Carl. Sorry. Go on, Carl.
So let's take us back a few steps,
Yes,
Carl.
please.
What's the story?
right, so I did some research, right?
Let's just recap again. There was a guy you read about who had his head chopped off. He was guillotined.
Yeah.
He had said to the people around him,
Count my
"I am going
blinks.
to blink once I've had my head cut off to
So
show
the brain
that life
can still...
or the brain
Yeah.
can continue to work after
Yeah.
death." Okay, so yeah, we queried that.
So you weren't having any of it?
Well, no, possibly for a few seconds, till the oxygen stops being fed to the cells because the blood has drained away. But, you know, nothing spectacular. So
Right,
go on.
well, along the similar sort of lines, right?
Such a buzzkill.
This is quite a few years ago. This fella sort of upset the royal family doing something, right? So they said that this isn't good.
Wasn't Ben Outton at that Jubilee thing, was it?
I can't remember what it was, and they said, right,
That was terrible.
we're gonna cut your head off. You know, you gotta show people that you can't be doing what you've been doing.
What was this? The 1970s? When you say a couple of years ago, you mean maybe sort of
Was it the olden days when the
Ages
phones
ago.
weren't very good?
Ages ago.
Yeah.
ages ago? Sure.
So yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
So
Very philosophical.
Yeah, imagine that when you watching this
Could
going
take
on.
it off.
This
Fair
was
enough.
literally ages ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, go
Simon
on.
Sharma's History of Britain.
Yeah. Oh,
So-
and even before that, which is yonks before, when it was all mental and different. Sorry, Carl,
Yesteryear.
go on.
So he's having his head cut off, and he's resigned to it.
it's a day before. He's kind of got it into his head now that I'm not going to have my head much longer.
Sure.
So he said, let's make use of this.
Yeah.
He said, I wonder how long, like, the body can stay alive without my head on it, right? So they were like, oh, I don't know. So,
Hoover.
so
The jailers.
whoever he was asking.
These jailers with one eye.
Yeah.
Get out, punk.
So he said, look,
No, wait a minute. I've got an interesting scientific experiment. Jailer. Well,
Yeah.
fair enough.
What is it?
so
Don't let
he
him
said, what
tell
I
the
want to do,
story.
right? He said, you know, surely it's my last right. You know, I'm gonna be dead tomorrow.
Sure.
So let's
He
do a
didn't
test.
draw it out this long, did he?
Yeah, he said, let's test this out. You know, he said, do us a favour. He said, you know, it's my last day. What I want you to do is, you're going to cut my head off. Let's put a white line on the floor,
Right.
and see if, you know, because there's no
roll?
point asking how far he can sort of walk without an head if there isn't a line, because you don't know what to count. Do you know what I mean? If he loses his head and he's running around all over the place, you can't really count
That's
that.
not impressive enough, yeah.
So they said, let's make a white line.
Sure.
Yeah. Who said
And-
this? He did or they did?
I think they started to join in with him and saying, well, let's make this a... you know.
Sure. You guess it. Go on.
So,
They got Norris McWhirter down. The Guinness people.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
so they said, let's get this white line.
Yeah.
And,
Dedication's all he needs.
we'll do this tomorrow. And he said, all right, then, I'll see you in the morning. So we go-
I'll see you in the morning. Night night, sleep tight. Bye bye.
I love the fact that God knows exactly what was said. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, he doesn't know the story
Yeah.
or what order it is in
Yeah,
or when
but
it
he knows
was.
exactly
what
or
was
who
said.
said what, but he knows the intricacies. All right then, see you in the morning. Bye, little kissy, kissy, kissy. Oh, I'm not like that. Oh, you joker.
Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Yeah, anyway.
so he gets up.
Do you want a paper tomorrow? No, I'm alright. Go on.
He gets up and they say, right, you know, today's the day and that. And he said, well, you know, I've got used to the idea. So here's a white line for you.
Got used to the idea.
Go on.
So they go, right, you ready then? And he said, I go on. And they cut his head off.
Wait, no.
And he said, I go on. And they cut his head off. And the body walked 32 steps without a head.
Wow.
32 steps.
Incredible.
And that's the lesson, really.
Did it get as far as the white... It walked along the white line, did it?
Yeah, it stayed along the white line, did 32 steps, and then started to stumble a bit, and it just fell over.
yeah.
But,
It
you know,
will
it was
do.
a test that your body can still keep alive for a little bit
Yeah.
when you've lost your head.
Absolute twaddle. Absolute twaddle.
What do you reckon you can do then without an head? How many steps?
Lie
There'd be
there,
muscular
nothing else.
spasm, right?
It would twitch a bit.
It would, yeah. You could not distinctly take 32 steps. The body...
See, I have questions, right? Because clearly we just saw an image and stuff, and the guillotine, you were lying down, or most of the ways they used to chop off the heads, you're either like bent over, sitting down, or you're not upright. You're not like standing up. So not only did the claim is that the body walked 32 steps, but the body got up after. Like, wow. Because I can't imagine like a clean, a practical way to chop somebody's head off while they're standing up. You have to be like quite tall and quite strong, I guess. Like it doesn't, I don't compute how that would work. So that's even more impressive. The body got up and then walked. Wow.
Well, don't... 32 steps. The body... Well, don't...
Yeah.
Is the doctor still on the line? The fellow that bought 6 parrots.
Yeah.
And, you know, you could have
Incredible.
got 32 steps.
Right, so
A
you don't
beheaded
believe
man
that.
doing a bit of line dancing.
Right, you don't believe that, but something that you do believe that a cockroach can live a week without an head.
It can. Slightly different. Slightly different kettle of fish there.
Why?
Wow. Insect to human is what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
That
but
difference.
A little bit.
there's not that much difference in
Well, of
some
course there
insects. Do you know that a snake has a heart and lungs and kidneys and stuff?
Go on.
No, well, I'm just saying.
So?
You're making out as if like they're a totally different like being.
Species. I am making that up. I mean, call me old-fashioned.
Do you know what you're talking about, mate? I don't want you embarrassing yourself, Nick.
Yeah, I am suggesting they're totally different beings. Yeah, that is. Yeah. Now, Carl, the cockroach is a very different thing. The interesting there is that it lives without its head, because a lot of it's on. There's some of them are phototropic, chemotropic. Some of them just literally have irritation and muscle memory. I mean, they do have a central nervous system, but it's very different. So if you lose the head, it bypasses a lot of that anyway. All it does is run around. The reason it dies is because it can't take on water. But it's very different to a man, right, having consciousness and then losing that, and the body still going, no, I think I remember what I was going to do here.
Yeah, so
I'm going to
walking
carefully
along the
walk
white line.
The body
32
had a
steps
plan.
along this white line. Imagine just looking down going, oh, missed a bit.
Yeah.
Maybe the head was in the corner going, left,
Yeah.
left, left, oh, he's now, ooh.
Well, let's just put it out. I mean, if anyone listening has maybe had a relative beheaded, maybe in a horrendous car accident, but they got up, maybe they went for a walk, they had a little chat before
Oh,
they passed
dear
on.
Carl.
Get in touch. You know,
Oh, Carl, you are my favourite being. You are my favourite...
That's a compliment right there. That is amazing. I have something to say, something to share, but honestly, I feel bad about sharing it because it's a little wee bit messed up, but whatever. We're going to share it anyway, right? First thing I want to say, like, you know how Ricky just said Carl's his favorite being? Carl's is one of my favorites as well. Like, out of everybody I've been watching, comedians, and just as a person, I love him. I love him to death. He's just so fun, and usually he's on the sweeter side of things, and just, very innocent, very childlike, very a lot of things, right? Now, the messed up part is, one of my favorite books of all freaking time is Flowers for Algernon. I don't know if any of you have read that, but it is about a man with a very low IQ, and just has... See, it was written in a time where they throw around the word, retarded a lot. So he has a retardation, learning disability, whatever you want to call it. But the guy is not, smart. He's a sweet... the character's name is Charlie. Sweet as can be, right? But, very low IQ. And the other day I started rereading that book because I needed something that's just... I couldn't sleep or whatever. So I started reading it, and I swear, man, the book is written from his perspective. If you've never read the book, oh, man, highly recommended. Really good book. I absolutely love it. It's amazing. And really well written and stuff. But, if you haven't read the book, it's told from Charlie's perspective. And the other day I was reading it, and I swear so much of it was comparable to Carl. I felt so bad for comparing Carl to this character, because this character is like, okay, it's IQ is very low. I don't remember what they said it at one point in the book, but it was like lower than Carl's. But I felt so bad because I've also read Carl's book. He has an Idiot Abroad book that I didn't read the whole thing, but I read a bunch of chapters, and just the way it was written, it was so Carl, dude. Like, I could imagine Carl being Charlie Gordon. It was amazing. I felt so bad, though. Because, I know Carl is more, and he makes good points and stuff. He just doesn't get it across properly. But I just felt so bad. But, dude, definitely comparable. I'm sorry, Carl, and I love you and all that, but definitely comparable. Sorry. It had to be said, okay?
Species.
Now, you, Carl, may not be particularly different genetically from a cockroach. You are,
why
generally
can cockroaches
speaking.
do that? Why whoever made them went...
Let's play a record. We'll
Do you know what, when I told him this fact, I send him little facts on text messages just to inflame his, interest. I just sent him a cockroach can live 9 days without its head. He texted back, what's the point of that?
Yeah.
What's the point of
They're
that?
not doing experiments, these cockroaches.
It's a boring last week to have.
And he went, and on top of all that, you're thirsty. So it's the worst week of your life, isn't it? That week without your head.
Play a record.
Play a record, Carl.
Competition time next.
Look at his little face. Look at his little
If you've not heard
face.
Carl's competition.
Oh, he could live without an head. Eminem. Bit late there, weren't you, Carl? Put your little headphones on. Cleaning out my closet.
What are you doing?
I've got to stuff her face with toilet paper.
Oh.
Do the competition.
Yeah. Do you know when we were writing the TV show?
What? Did he say he stuffed his face with toilet paper? Why? Like, it sounds like he has cotton, like, in his cheeks, Or, like, when you go to the dentist and they put gauze in your mouth and then they ask you the questions. Like, no, leave me alone. I'm not even gonna go back because I'm not gonna understand it, but okay.
Show. Yeah. Do you know when we were writing the TV show, I was filming it just for our own amusement, just to sort of, I suppose more as a document, really, so that if there was ever, a court of law that needed evidence of Ricky Gervais's, I don't know what it is really, sickness, annoyance. He did this for about 2 hours. You see what he's doing now? He's stuffing his face with toilet roll.
Yeah. And pushing the lips out so I can just show my teeth.
Do you know that actually makes me want to be sick?
I know.
Yeah, actually, gag a little bit.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Good. Well, while Ricky does that, Carl, it's time for your quiz.
See, this is what this is on telly.
Right. An
What?
You have to be
example.
quiet, or you've got to take that toilet paper out of your mouth.
Okay.
I'm really serious because it's
Alright.
really annoying.
Okay.
You going to be quiet?
Yeah.
Right, an example of the game, just in case people didn't hear the launch of it last week.
Oh, please.
It's a song title. I tell a little story, and that little story is a song, innit?
Yeah.
Right, so,
What a
say, for
description.
example,
What did we do last week?
what did we do last
Oh,
week?
the woman who,
Oh, yeah, a woman who really wants to, like, have a bath because she stinks.
Yeah.
But she can't, because if she had a bath or a shower or a wash or whatever, she'd end up killing herself.
Yes.
No, you
That
didn't say
wasn't
that.
that,
You
no.
didn't say she ended up killing herself.
Well, anyway, as an example, that would be one of the stories.
yeah,
and
she's
the answer,
electric,
The
yeah.
answer there is she's electric.
yeah, come on
'cause she
then.
couldn't have a shower because she would have ended up killing herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So this week's then, and don't say it if you know it, because the idea is that people can follow up, right? There's this bloke, and he buys a new house, right? And he's well happy with it. His girlfriend moves in with him and stuff, and she says, right, you know, let's clean it up a bit,
Yeah.
and, you know, straight away it'll be worth more money.
Good idea.
So he says, right, you do the kitchen and I'll do upstairs and that. She's stripping the kitchen down and he goes upstairs and he's in the bedroom and notices little hole to the attic,
Oh, right, brilliant.
right? So he goes, oh, I wonder how much room's up there, you know, I've never weighed it up. So he goes up there and it's all, like, dusty and a mess. And he goes, this could make a good bedroom, this. So he starts cleaning it all out,
Long story.
puts all the rubbish, like, bins the rubbish straight away, and there's little boxes with bits in that don't belong to him. I wonder what's in here, right? So he opens one of the boxes, it's like a little lamp.
Oh, right.
He goes, this might be worth a few quid, right? And he rubs it,
Magic lamp.
and all the room goes all sparkly and stuff. And he goes, oh, what's going on? And then this fella appears, right? In a nice sort of, pair of 501s.
Right.
And he says, what do you want?
I know it already. So all the first bit is irrelevant.
Yeah, but it's about building the story, innit? So don't say anything. If you think you know it, Steve,
Yeah.
do you know it?
I don't, so I just
Right.
quickly recap the end there. I almost missed the end.
So
God.
there you go. He's in the attic, right? His missus is still downstairs. She's not up there.
Okay.
Right? He's on his own, and he cleans this lamp, right? And
Lamp.
this
fella appears out of all this smoke, and he's wearing a nice pair of 501s, and he's wearing a shirt, and there you go. What's the song?
What song are you thinking of?
The lines are going mental.
Because
We're
it's
going
so
live.
easy.
I don't know.
Let's play a record, Carl. We'll come back and we'll find out
Dead
if anyone's got that
Genie.
right. That's a great one, Carl. Really.
Right,
Did you just come up with that literally in the last 10 minutes? Genius. This is genius, definitely. I mean, if those polls aren't from major TV companies, I don't know. I mean, dynamite stuff.
A lot of them are, what's his name's lawyer? Simon
Yeah,
Mayer.
Simon Mayer.
That's my favourite thing I've done for years.
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
That's great. Back to form there. So, yeah, okay, lines. The lines are going mental just because it's easy. Go on then.
So I think-
first one to get
but
it. The
you've
first
just-
one to get it, but...
Well, it's not that though, Rick. I mean, Carl has just decided to revise the actual rules of the competition.
Yeah.
So that, we've decided, is very easy. So that's now a qualifier.
And so then they have
And
to
whoever-
answer one live.
Exactly, so whoever gets that one right can
Is
play
it
for
a quick
big money.
one as well? Because some people will lose the will to live.
What's
Just
easy? I
cut
have
to
no
the
idea.
chase. And, because they've got to qualify now, we're throwing an Office DVD that aren't
Yeah, you'll
ready
sign
yet.
that, won't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
That increases its value by 42 pence. Right, go on.
We'll just go live, yeah? Hello, XFM.
Yeah, hi, how's it going?
Not too bad.
Not too bad. Listen,
A very, very quick recap, Carl, if you will, please, for the people listening.
Very quick.
Right,
A man ends up in a loft.
man's, after moving into this house and
Yeah.
he's in the loft, and he's tidying up. His missus is downstairs doing the kitchen, because that needed doing. He's up there, he's cleaning up, emptying the boxes. He finds a little,
He rubs a lamp, a fella comes out wearing 501s. What's the song?
What a jerk.
What's the song, mate?
are you talking to me?
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Oh, look, I'm sitting in this bar, right? I'm not ringing up relating to anything that's going on right now. I'm after one of these armbands to go and meet Bowie on Monday. Can you help me out?
What? What? Piss off.
You can't say that to our public.
Yes, I can. What I can't bear is people begging, Rick, on the radio. You know, I can't bear it.
Is that the Australian
People
bloke
just
who's got the Bruce
screaming
Springsteen
over
tickets?
Hello, XFM.
Hello.
Hello.
Are you phoning up for an armband?
No.
No,
Jean
Okay,
Genie.
great.
Gene Genie, of course it is.
Well done.
Well done.
Right,
Did I
what's
get it
your name?
without even
everyone-
knowing it? I said that. I said one of those. Maybe in the wrong order. I didn't know that was a song. Okay.
Else can ring off now because this
Well, she might not take the challenge. What's your name?
Which she will.
Hello.
What's your name?
Christina.
Christina. Right, do you want to take on the challenge?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh,
I like how he's making it dramatic, like those stupid wanna be a millionaire or whatever. Like, you already have $10,000. Do you want to risk it all for the million? I'm like, oh, I don't know. Do you want the challenge, dude? Yeah.
Challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
So this is for. She's already won a couple of CDs. This is for the Office DVD.
Right.
Okay.
Signed by
they
Ricky
did up
Gervais.
the ante.
Right.
So
Go on
this,
then.
this is the same game again, but we're doing it live, right?
Okay.
So
Trying
this
to
is a
make
song
it
title,
dramatic.
right? There's this insect,
I'm loving it already.
right?
Yeah.
And it's in its little like nest. And all the other insects, all its mates and that, are really like working. They're grafting hard. They're tidying up. Some of them are going out getting the food.
Some of them have even got heads. They're still working.
Some of them are like, you know, rushing around. But there's this one insect who's just sat there with its feet up, and it's like, you know, just doing nothing. And it's annoying all the other ones, but it's sat
The
there.
Ricky Gervais bug.
And it's sat there doing nothing, having a little like fag and that. What's the song?
I don't know. Oh my God, I'm brainless.
Hold on, I don't know this either. So, obviously it's a type of insect, that's why you've avoided saying what it is. So it's something like lazy ant, lazy bee.
Well, maybe we should throw it back open to the public.
Oh, no, and I hope this poor woman who's called in and now got a stupid one.
But Christina's lost it now,
She's
hasn't
lost
she?
it. No, she's blown it, Rick.
Oh,
Sorry, you gotta
only
be
because
cool.
you changed
I
the
don't have a
rules
DVD
halfway
player
through.
Anyway.
She hasn't got a DVD player, so she's not bothered.
Okay, alright. Cheers,
Cheers then,
Christine.
Christina. See you later.
So we can throw that back out then, can we?
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is there anyone on the phone? Yeah, go on, take the next person.
So what was it? There was some bugs. There was a bug, and one of them wasn't doing any work.
Loads of them are working really hard.
Sure.
This one's just sat there doing
Oh, I
nothing,
hate that
annoying
sort
them
of
all,
bug,
right? So, XFM? Hello? Hello?
I'm glad to say it's in Carl Pilkinson's mind.
I like him.
Hello, XFM?
I like him.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, yeah. Is it Animal Nitro by Suede?
No, it's not. Good answer.
What'd he say?
Nitro by Suede. Hello?
Hello?
Oh, yeah. Is it Animal Nitro by Suede?
No, it's not. Good answer.
No.
Good answer.
Is it a good answer? That doesn't make any sense, does it?
Oh, it doesn't. Oh, no, like Carl does.
Yeah.
Hello,
Yeah.
XFM?
Hello?
Hello?
Is it Itchy Park?
No.
Itchy Coo Park.
Bugs are itchy, aren't they?
Yeah, sure. I think they're stabbing in the dark.
They're,
That's quite
they're starting to think like Carl, which I like. Go on, next one.
Hello, XFM?
Is it Scratch Pervert?
No, it's not.
Scratch pervert. She's come out of nowhere there.
It's good.
It's something to do with lazy bug, or lazy ant, or
Hello,
lazy
XFM.
bee.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi, is it Beetlebum?
Excellent.
Oh,
Beetle Bum, of course. Beetle Bum by Blur.
Sat around doing
Well
nothing. It's
done.
right, bum.
okay. So I don't win anything now?
Well done.
No, you don't.
Yes,
No.
she does. She wins the Office DVD. Take her name and address.
Signed by Ricky Gervais.
She doesn't, because she didn't do the qualifier.
She knew it was Jean Genie. Oh, Carl, let someone win some. It's painful
lads,
enough
lads.
listening to you for 10 minutes.
Lads, can we
Give
just
away
come down
some
for a moment?
things.
Lads, we just come down for a moment. Once again, I just draw you to my point at the top of the show. When you were pissing about outside in the office, we could have been working through this.
Yeah.
We could have been figuring out the rules.
What's her name?
We could
Who's
have
that?
had maybe some
Who's
music,
that?
some jingles.
Who's that? Who's that?
What's your name again?
Can we do this off air? Let's play a record.
Yeah, no, he's not going to give her an address out. We're rubbish.
This
aren't we?
is so rubbish.
We are really
So
rubbish.
What's your name?
D. D.
D. Right, okay, well, play a record and we'll get your address, D, and we'll send you some stuff.
Thank you.
What I mean, you should
Right,
come in
cheers.
an hour early. We should sort this stuff out. This is what I've been saying all along. I've been saying we should come in, do a bit of preparation.
to do.
Simon Mayo used to come in early. That was why
He
his
didn't
version
have
of
to
this-
sleep and eat breakfast. Come back around by Feeder on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant, and our producer there, I say producer, Carl Pilkington, alright?
Alright.
Yeah, we got to slicken up this thing. If we're going to be as good as Mayo, we've got to come in early and do the work.
Yeah.
Let's get in at 10 to 1 next week. We're not in it next week, are we? I'm
no, well,
also-
no, I mean, we would be if it weren't for the
But-
fact
so
that
what
you
are you
need a
gonna
holiday already. You've done 3 weeks, but yeah, you need a little rest.
Well, I wasn't on holiday last time, I was working.
Sure.
So what, you're just going to do a best of, are you?
Yeah, just dig out some bits.
And what are you going to do? Just lump them together?
Just like, pick some favourite bits.
Yeah.
Right.
And,
That'll fill up 10 minutes.
Well, I'll
And
tell
the
you
rest
what,
is music, is it?
do this then. Do the links then. So.
Well, why don't we do some sort of stock links now then?
Okay then. Do you remember that, Steve?
Oh, that was a great moment. Yeah, great moment.
I'll tell you what though, I loved it when he, well, just play
Let's
it.
just play it.
Right, so you can
there's
play some
one.
of there.
There's
Can you
one.
do a proper intro, so it's like, you know... When I
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, What, you know what song we're going to come out of?
Just say generic, like, that's a good song.
Well, let's work out what it might be. Okay, well, what do you want to start off with next week then? Well,
give them a few options.
Okay.
Give them a couple of options. That was a great track by Oasis.
Yeah. Oasis there. Well, we're not actually here today, Steve. We recorded these last week. I'm on holiday. What you're just probably chilling out
with a lady.
Yeah.
Leave me alone. Stop phoning, ladies.
This is like the best of last year, and we're going to kick off with a classic clip. Who can forget this? All right.
So then just weave that in.
Yeah, and then come out of that, come into a record or something. So I come out of another record.
Just one more, just in case I need it.
Okay. I don't know. That was Bob the Builder there. Shouldn't really be playing that on XFM, but...
Stupid car, stupid. Don't know what you're thinking, mate.
You buffoon.
Yeah, you're an imbecile.
Oh, okay, I know. Great track. I love that.
Yeah, beautiful.
Wow, I love working with it.
Yeah, no, come on, let's get these right. You need to use these next week.
Okay. Another great track.
We just do this later.
I've got to go. I've got to run away.
Down to the airport.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this isn't going to work. It's a mess.
Well, just...
Well, that'll be fine then for this show. It can slot right in, Carl.
Yeah.
Talking of a mess, mate, your competition.
Yeah.
It was a shambles today. I mean, last week we gave it the benefit of the doubt because it was the first time we'd done it, but you've got to think it through, mate. You can't be making it up on the spot like that and changing the rules.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, mate. I mean, I know you did it with the best intentions, but it was
I feel worried that people think we get at Carl and everything.
Yeah. But that was appalling.
Yeah, it was terrible.
It was interminable. I think you've got to compress those stories. You've got to tighten them right
He gets paid something like 30 quid extra for this as well. So, I mean, he's getting good money for it.
Listen, right, you say that you've got to compress it, right? The way I look at that competition, it's like Columbo, right? The murder bit at the end is done in like 3 minutes, but you drag it out for an hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you sort of make it exciting and like, oh, I wonder where he's going with this.
Sure.
And it worked. You know, D Hudson, she's walking away with the DVD, she's laughing.
Yeah, but Dee's fine. She's the only one who's gained. Everyone else has had a miserable time. Yeah, of course she's happy. She's won something. But what about the listeners? There's no entertainment value
I mean, they're loving it now, because me and Steve are on, and this is scintillating stuff.
Yeah, this is dynamite stuff.
This is amazing stuff, talking about we're not going to be here next week, and doing next week's links.
Yeah.
Because I can't be bothered to come in early. Okay, wow, excellent. Well, that's 1:45, Steve, on XFM.
I've enjoyed this wonderful collection of our greatest moments.
Yeah, there's still more to come.
You'll be next week, won't you?
I'll be back next week. Okay, I'll do the last one. Well, I hope you enjoyed some of the best of moments there with
I'm not going to use these.
Why not?
They're a mess. Forget it.
Why
Forget
not?
it. Well, forget it. We'll do them in a bit when you're done.
I cannot do it.
When's your plane?
It doesn't matter when the plane is.
We can do it in a bit.
I'm definitely not doing it,
I'm not wasting my time going through that.
Well, I'm not doing it then.
So
There won't be any
we'll waste our
links then.
time. Right. We'll get it then. Right.
My favourite Suede song there, Stay Together. By Suede. Stay Together.
Well done. Well done. That's what you're being paid for.
Well, no, because it could have been a Suede song sung by Atomic Kitten.
Sure.
And like I said, that's my favourite Suede song by Atomic Kitten.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Thanks for that.
Do you think this is the worst show we've ever done?
No, I mean, we've done some god-awful shows in the past.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, some real grim ones in the past.
Okay. Do you think people see through it even before we tell them that we're not really cutting the mustard, putting the F in? We had nothing to say last week.
No, I don't think anyone's fooled. I think some people are tolerating us because they quite like your TV work, but I mean, other than that, I think they know
and they
we're
haven't played
charlatans.
good music.
Well,
we don't skip on the tunes.
But if I was listening to this, I'd be thinking I could do a better job. I'd be leaving if I worked in like a bakery or something, and I was like, I hate this job, and I'm listening to us, you know, gibbeting about on the radio. I'd be livid. I'd be angry.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, if this was a BBC show, I'd go mental.
Why?
Because I'd be paying a licence fee and everything. So
okay.
It would feel like it was my money being squandered.
But we don't have to.
At least this is advertisers' money being squandered.
Yeah.
You know, this is big corporations. Screw them.
Yeah, and people haven't paid anyway, have they?
A lot of them haven't.
They probably paid for the batteries in their radio.
Maybe if they're listening in.
We're so sorry about that.
Yeah. I feel guilty just for wasting their time, Rick.
But next week's going to be a clip show again.
Yeah, there's going to be a clip
Carl's
show.
going to do. We've decided that Carl's going to just do the links next week by himself.
Or maybe get a guest hosting, maybe you know, like, what was that guy? Dennis Norden?
Yeah.
Norden type.
You know, in the Sony Awards, you hand in one show, don't you?
Yeah.
We could hand in next week's, couldn't we? Because it was broadcast in this year, just that it's a clip show from years ago. Yeah. You know, because you could hand in I Love 1975, couldn't you? In the BAFTAs or something.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah. So should we... You're even bored, aren't you? You're bored with this show as well. This is terrible attitude. We're allowed to be bored. We're the talent, right?
I thought you were going to give us like 10 minutes after the show to do them, but
I can't. I've got to go.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you want to wrap it up, Steve? Because Ricky's taxi might be waiting now. So
No, it's
Listen to this attitude, Ricky. You going to put up with that? Don't you know who you are?
I just don't believe
when
it.
he's sassy.
They should be chomping at the bit to go. They should. I can't believe their luck.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
And do I get treated any different? No.
Yeah.
Worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
Answers on a postcard if you can figure out what that sentence meant. And there'll be a DVD on its way to you. Listen, we had an email from Glenn and Sharon, and Sharon was rushed into hospital last week, and they wanted us to play something for her. She's back now and she's okay, but anyway, they always listen to the show, they're big fans. They asked for some Nick Drake. I'll play some Nick Drake next time, but instead I thought we could play a classic Dylan track. I know you're a big fan of Dylan.
Yeah.
Just Like a Woman, it's just beautiful, and that's my song for the ladies. We won't see you next week, Ricky's away, but there should be a hilarious compilation of all our best moments.
Oh man, this episode was kind of all over the place. It was still fun, but what was that? I love how they can recognize when they're an absolute freaking mess. That's amazing. Oh, all right. Anyway, just I don't fully understand why if Ricky's going off on holiday, why can't just Steven go and like fill in and just have it be Steven and Carl? That not okay? They can get like anybody to fill in just if they want it, just for the dynamic between three people. But I guess I get that it's called like the Ricky Gervais show, but still, I mean, there are ways around that, but sure, whatever. Dude, I hate though when like proper shows they'll kill off or just have the main character leave and then they continue the show. Like you got 2.5 Men where they killed Charlie Sheen, which was the center of the whole show, and then they continued it. Lame. And then you have like that 70s show, they killed off, well, they didn't kill him off, but they wrote off Eric. They wrote off so many people. I've just rewatched that recently, and they wrote off so many characters. It makes no sense whatsoever. People just disappear left and right in that show. But anyway, like Eric, which was the main character, right? They're in his house and his basement and his stuff. He leaves, and everybody still hangs out in his basement. It makes no sense. And they tried to replace him, but... And there's so many shows that do that, and it's so frustrating. And I just... And it's always either the main character or the best characters that leave. Like, if the best or main character has to leave, let the show die. It's fine. But, I mean, this, just for a day, you can totally... Like, Smirch is important. Carl's important. You can live a day without Ricky. But whatever. Anyway, I'm rambling. I don't even know what I'm talking about. It is late. I'm tired. Well. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Hope you had a wonderful XFM Friday, and I hope your Friday continues to be fantastic. And if you're not watching this on a Friday, because, you know, that can happen, whatever day it is, I hope you're having a great one. And I hope you have an even better tomorrow. Why not, you know? Happiness is a choice. Choose to be happy. You'll live happy. The hell did I just say?